What's going on, Devloggerio? Starting shortly. Yeah, this Discord stuff's still not working. I don't know. Who's Tom? Tom who? More video, like more YouTube videos on my channel or on GameDev.tv channel? What are you talking about? What you asking? Tim Roswick. Tim, oh, you meant me. Okay. I see how it is. On my channel, I don't know, man. I've been obviously I'm screaming the game jam to like try and promote everybody not quitting and all that stuff, but I've been kind of enjoying my life offline. I know it's weird, but like I don't know, I kind of like it. Finally found his job as a game dev. You made me and changed my life. You changed your life. I didn't change your life. You changed your life. I just posted some stuff on the internet. But I appreciate the sentiment. Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about doing other videos. I've been thinking about it, but I don't really want to be a public personality, if that makes sense. I want to just make video games, help people, and do stuff. I don't really like the whole I'm a streamer and sub to my channel and, you know, do all that stuff. Cause okay, we'll get started. We will get started. So where did we leave off yesterday? Welcome, everybody. See this massive mess of beard here. I'll make it smaller so you don't got to put up with it. Okay, so skeleton stuff. Let's see. So we left off yesterday after I accidentally featured a porn comment. And I had to fix a bug for an hour. You guys, yeah. That was fun. So what we've got now is we've got a castle, we've got a tree, and we've got this system where you can build units. Okay, so you can build units however you want, and then you place the units, and then those are the units, and they do stuff, right? Originally, I was going to make it to where other units made up a bunch of parts come and fight you, but I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? Let's just make it to where regular enemies fight you, and then they drop a random body part when you kill them, right? So I think that'll be easier. I think it'll be faster because we're running out of time in the jam too, and I wish I would have had more time for this, but life happens, and part of game jam stuff is rolling with life, if you know what I mean. So we're not going to worry about the broken UI, the fact that you can like spawn somebody with no legs and it still gives you legs, stuff like that, or spawn somebody with no head and he still gives you a head. We're not gonna do that right now. We're gonna focus on the actual gameplay. All right, so unit enemy and unit player. Let me pull up my, oh, wrong game, hold on. Okay, so we made these little things. I'm gonna make one more. It's gonna be kind of hard to see. It's gonna be blue. It's gonna be white, like that. And we're gonna export it as UI.bg. Look like you could be my brother. Well, thank you, Glint. Oh man, I'm in Battleborn Tactics stuff. I'm still trying to get ready for the Steam Fest, so I'm like juggling all this stuff at once. I'm juggling I'm juggling it all. So okay, so now we spawn white, and then when we place it down, it should turn into player, which is green. So let's do that real quick. So modify unit parts. Let's disable this. Find all function references. Here's where we call it. Instead of calling it team UI, we're going to call it team player. Now, oh no, that's not what we want. All right, let's break this down to one more function. We keep breaking these into modify unit team, and we need the unit's UID and the team. We just need these two parameters, and then we're gonna do this the same way. We're gonna do this the same way. We're gonna do this the same way. Modify unit team. And then when we actually place it down, so we on left button clicked, we destroy the parts. Okay, so so spawn button is in UI. So at this point, we modify unit team with units UID. And team is player. So now, spawn it, it's white, and then we click to place it, it turns green. Boom. See that? Okay. So that being said, we've got all that integrated now. Now we're going to use this unit enemy here, this guy, to spawn an enemy. But just like this gets parented to so we'll create a new function called spawn enemy, basically. So we've got our spawn unit. Actually, we can keep this the same deal. So we've got spawn unit, spawn, all that. So we'll just put all this under player here, like that. So that only runs if you're spawning a player unit or a UI unit. And then if you're spawning an enemy, that's fine. We'll just handle it a little bit differently, right? So instead of the individual part, we'll just say, so this is unit enemy, and then we'll create a new sprite. And we'll call it and this will be unit enemy puppet, because why not? It's basically, this isn't going to do anything. This is just going to be the visual over the top of it. No, this is not GameMaker. This is Construct 3. Welcome to the chat. Welcome. Are we? Yeah, Discord is refusing to sync my status, so when I stream, nobody knows about it, but that's okay. What is today? Thursday. This is a game engine though? Yes, this is a game engine. It's Construct 3. So I'm gonna just do this real quick. So I'm gonna actually where's our main skelly guy? Okay, here. I'm gonna assemble an actual, just a skeleton sprite. And we're gonna export this just like it is. It does not need to be that big. The width can be, this is 40 by 80. Yeah, so the width on this could be 100. And we can export it from there. We'll do units, and there's enemies. Oh, we already have the Viking there. Skeleton. Okay, that's fine. Then we'll just pull in the skeleton, right? And then we'll make 1-to-1. Why is he blurry? Why is he? He's gonna be about that size, so he'll be fine. He's not gonna be blurry there. UI enemy puppet. Okay, let's go ahead and delete these two and just export. This one, let's do pixel, let's do 30 pixels. Just because I don't know what's going on with the blurriness. I hope that's not something with. Export the skeleton, and then we'll export this guy too. At also the 30. Actually, needs to be about the same size. Like that. At the 30. And then export as skeleton Viking. I've got 2 of these. We'll load these in. Skeleton, and then duplicate skeleton Viking. Boom. Blaze, what's going on? Is this for a game dev course? No, this is for the game jam. Yeah, I should put that up, right? This is for the game jam that's actively going on right now. Boom. Okay, so when we spawn an enemy, we also spawn do the same thing here. ID. So we've got this UID here, and then we're also going to do torso. Wait, so we spawn an animation box, which we want. And then the animation box spawns, instead of a part torso, it'll spawn a puppet. And let's here, let's make our T key spawn unit mouse.x mouse.y. Team is going to be enemy when we press T. Let's get rid of this. All right, let's try this out. So this one creates a player, and this one creates an enemy, and that looks like that didn't work. Okay, so team enemy. So why wouldn't that work? Let's see. Oh, because we don't actually spawn it yet. My bad. Okay, so spawn. And then add it as a child. There's an enemy. Okay, so we've got to change the origin point to lower right here. Then we're going to apply to all animations. There we go. So there's the enemy, and this is the player. And now they can fight if they need to. So those are they look the same, but they're completely different objects behind the scenes. So we can build whatever we want, right? So we can build an arm, a shield, a leg, and there's our dude. And then the enemy is just a good old skeleton enemy, and then they can fight. Well, right now they can't, but they're going to. Many Buckets, what up? Adam, what's going on? Sorry I missed that earlier. Blaze, Elite Stomper, what's up? Okay. Very confused when it comes to game dev, so I'm currently learning Unity as I've collected a bunch of material for it. Unity is the best place to start. I mean, if you're new to programming, you know, there might be other ways you can learn programming, but there's so much stuff out there for Unity. That's what makes it useful, right? It's not just the engine. It's like there's so much documentation and YouTube videos and tutorials and courses and all kinds of stuff. So it's not a bad bet. All right, so we've got enemies and we've got player spawning. So now, let me see my right click. So for each unit, so this is just to test the movement of the units, right? So this right click thing I have where they all move to my mouse, that's not actually going to be in the game. That was just to test the movement. You know what? The other thing is I feel like we should make enemies a little bit smaller than the players, so you can kind of tell them apart, you know? Dominic, what up? Yeah, I feel like enemies should maybe be half the size. Learn Unity for a bit. Man, I hate programming. It's so confusing. It's like a language. It really is. When someone speaks a new language to you for the first time, you're like, what the hell did they say? Right? But once you get it, you're like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. That looks a little weird, doesn't it? Looks like a little baby. Little baby skeleton. Player looking fat in the enemy. Well, you know, we're very body inclusive here at GameDev.tv, and we support all shapes and sizes of skeletons, okay? We're not going to shame them because they're big boned. I'm gonna keep that smaller size. I'm also gonna make this smaller. So when we spawn unit, we're gonna set that size about there. Size 82 by 114. Let's see if that looks better. Yeah, that looks better. Yeah, look at that. And they both do their little walkie walks, but enemies are smaller. Enemies should move faster too. So when we move a unit, oh, they're gonna need their own stats, aren't they? Yeah, well, yeah, because we're gonna need our own stats for sure. So units, instance variables, speed, number. The default number is 10. How fast are we actually? No, so I want to keep these numbers small on the UI perspective, but we need to keep them large here. So if his max speed is 400 and I want to use 5s and 10s, well, okay, so maybe that's a 40 multiplier then. So a 10 could be a 400 with a 40 multiplier. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to set the default speed to 10. And then when we move unit, we are going to actually look at their speed. Units. Set their speed. No, set their max speed. Because we don't want to set their actual speed. So we're going to set their max speed to units.speed times 40. And when we spawn an enemy for now, we'll just set their speed. Where obviously it's going to be dependent on the unit type. But for now, we're going to set their speed to 15. So when we spawn a dude, and then we've got an enemy, and they both move to the same spot, enemy's going to be faster. we've got to set their acceleration and all that shit. So if this is a 40 multiplier, then maybe it can be a 120 multiplier on acceleration and keep everything. Yeah. So max speed, acceleration is a 20 multiplier, and then a deceleration is a 60 multiplier. Yeah, that kind of feels like how he should go. Although deceleration, I don't think we should change. Yeah, that's fine. My mind is changing towards Unreal because I'm from 3D animation background. I understand Unreal, but there's C++ comes in, but I was learning Unity because I had self-roll to learn Unity first. I learned game dev, jump on Unreal, kind of bored in Unity. I think you should try out every engine for a week or two and see what you like. You know? And I think if Unreal workflow makes more sense to you, go for it. Unreal's blueprint system also is really sweet. So if programming is hard for me from a syntax perspective, that might work out well. I'm trying to learn to code for like 8 months and just doesn't make sense to have dyslexia, so that makes it tough, I guess. Yeah, blueprints might help with that. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't know anything about really dyslexia, but I know staring at walls of text is complicated. So if you can organize them visually, that might help with that kind of stuff. Who's like an artistic addition of the Windows search bar? You like this? I don't know what I didn't do this. I don't know what made it like that. Programming is not a problem. It's just I have to learn C++. Well, that's my point, is you don't have to learn C++ to do stuff in Unreal. You can learn blueprints. Okay. 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 We've got to make combat now. And in order to do combat, we've got to do AI. And in order to do AI, we've got to do waves. Bought Unreal GameDev.tv course in 2019 and got updated 2 times. Well, good news, there's more coming. Unofficially. I can't officially say anything. But waves, yeah, so the plan is currently, this is going to be a defensive game, right? So waves are going to come in from all angles, like, oh no. So it's going to be almost like a tower defensive thing. This is going to be your main tower. And then you've got to spawn dudes to defend your tower, right? Enemies are going to come in and attack you. Your dudes are going to kill them. They're going to drop body parts. You're going to click on the body parts. That's going to collect into this bar here. And then you're going to build more dudes. That's a whole game loop that I've got that I'm thinking through. You feel me? I don't think I've ever actually told you guys that. I probably should have mentioned that. But that's what I've been thinking about, is waves of enemies come in, your dudes kill the waves of enemies. Enemies drop body parts. You use the body parts to make more dudes. Yeah. Unreal 3D part is very powerful. All the 3D engines are very powerful. Unreal looks better by default, and it's got a very different workflow than Unity. It's very impressive, dude. I really like the Unreal, especially the Unreal 5 stuff. I downloaded Unreal the other day. I was messing around with it. I like that you can just download it and then be in the third-person demo project like right away. Unity's a little more intimidating than that. Okay, so let's do. I'm gonna add a new group called Wave Logic, and then a function called Start Wave. And then we're gonna have wave active boolean. Well, hold on, let me delete that. I'm just gonna create a new object. And I call it wave. Call it yeah, just wave. And this is gonna have the instance variables. And it's gonna one is gonna be wave active boolean false. Wave number. It's gonna start at 0. Enemies in wave is going to be number. Enemies in wave max. So we're going to set these per wave, right? So enemies in wave max might be 15, and the enemies in wave is going to count up every time it spawns an enemy. And then we're going to scale up the difficulty based on the wave number. And then wave started time. We're going to make that a string. So starting a wave, so start wave. Add one wave number. First thing we're going to do, we're going to set the boolean wave active to true. We're going to set the wave started time. Wave start time is going to be time. And then right here, enemies in wave and enemies in wave max. So we're going to set enemies in wave to 0. Then enemies in wave max. Oh, we're going to need one more variable. Enemy spawn frequency. And then if it is wave 1, wave number is equal to 1. So we're going to hard code some waves, and then we'll I think I'm going to hard code this whole experience, to be honest. We're going to randomize the enemies and stuff, but we're going to hard code the waves. Is that the castle you're going to use for your game, or is it placeholder? I'm going to use it. It's I worked really hard on it. Why? Do you think it looks bad? It took me like an hour and a half to make, but I'm pretty proud of it. Enemies in wave max. Enemies in wave max is going to start out. Yeah, don't make fun of me, guys, okay? Be nice. I know this is the internet, but It's clearly, thank you, Ben. I appreciate that. Clearly. No, we'll redo it if we have time. This is one of those things about game jams. If if we run out of time, that's what ships. You get that it's a castle. You can still play the game. I think if I spend a few hours on the art, though, I honestly have some art from Battle Barn. I could probably pull in for trees. I think I got those guys. Those probably won't fit. Yeah, but I got other stuff I could probably just repurpose if I wanted to. But yeah, that's just placeholder for now. So this is Construct 3. And it's a drag and drop editor. You can use JavaScript, but I'm familiar with this stuff, so I'm just doing what I'm doing. Trees can use some shadow, but I know we only have 4 days left. Yeah, I'll redo the art at some point. So enemies and wave max. So then the other part of this, so start wave is the function, but then we'll do every X seconds, and we'll do enemy spawn frequency, or wave.enemy spawn frequency every X seconds. But we also have to check if wave boolean wave active is true. So if wave active is true, then every enemy spawn frequency seconds. That's the other thing. We'll set the enemy spawn frequency and variable set value. Enemy spawn frequency to let's say every like 4 seconds. And we're actually going to randomize it. So it's not just going to be enemy spawn frequency seconds. It's going to be floor random enemy spawn frequency divided by 2 and enemy spawn frequency. So it's going to be a random number between half of the frequency and the frequency itself is how it's going to spawn. And then Indy Gabba, what up? You know what I'm going to do too is actually let's move this whole thing. This editor can stay here, but we need a little bit more room. So we're actually going to move all of this right here. This is on layer player. Now we have to add a scroll. Oh, scroll to behavior is enabled. That should still work. Yeah, that still looks good. Okay. Move our camera down a little bit. Yeah, okay, there we go. So now we've got a little bit of room outside the camera. So I'm going to create some new objects, and these are going to be sprites. And I'm going to call these spawn points. Enemy spawn point. I'm going to make sure this is outside of the camera. Barely. Okay. And then this side. Oh, it's in the camera, so let's move. Oops. Let's move it out. Boom. And then what about here? That's outside. What about here? That's barely outside. Okay, we're going to make all these invisible anyway. But I just want to make sure. And then we'll just... We're doing this the shitty jam way. not the legit way, right? So those are all spawn points. So the idea is we're going to pick a random spawn point when we spawn a dude. He's going to come from a random angle. Probably should be a little more, yeah, like screen-like. Those are all the spawn points. Game idea is really funny, man. I like to have fun with Jim. See you later, Elite. Thanks for hanging out. Okay, so those are spawn points, enemy spawn point. So then when we spawn a unit, so spawn X and spawn Y, right? So that's going to be, so random instance of enemy spawn point. We're going to call this function spawn unit. It's going to be enemy spawn point dot X, enemy spawn point dot Y, and team is going to be enemy. So that's going to spawn an enemy. And then immediately after that, we're going to pick last created of unit enemy. And we are going to move to object. Object is going to be the castle. Mode, add waypoint. No, direct. Direct is fine. Okay, and then we're going to add wave, add 1 to enemies in wave. And then at the end of this here, we're going to say if compared to values, wave.enemies in wave is, say, equal to or greater than, just to cover our bases, wave.enemies in wave max. So if it's equal to or greater to wave in max, then we're going to create a new function called end wave. Everybody's going to be wave. End wave, that's just going to set wave active to false. Yeah, that's all that's going to do for now, but I'm sure it will do more stuff in later. End wave. And then I'm going to add a debug command, and it's going to be keyboard on key pressed W for wave, and that is going to start wave. Okay, let's test this out. So I'm going to spawn my dude, right? And then I'm going to press W for wave, and all these dudes should randomly come. I think we set it to 5. Troy, what up, dude? Yeah, and yeah, so that's it. So that's the idea. You reply to yourself. Do what you need to do. The other thing I'm going to do is, so Construct's kind of waypoint system is exact. It's very exact. You see these guys are going to the castle, but they're all going to the exact same point on the castle. So they're all overlapping each other. I'm going to rig this system. So in addition to spawn points, I'm going to make, actually, I'm going to redo this part because it's driving me crazy. I'm just going to, yeah. So I'm going to create these little, so rather than enemy spawn point, enemy target point. These are going to be enemy target points. These will be around the castle, for example. Turn off the UI layer so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so those are going to be target points, right? And then rather than pick the castle as a target, pick a random instance. Actually, we're not going to pick a random instance. We're going to pick the closest, nearest object. Pick nearest to enemy spawn point .x and spawn point .y. So it's going to pick the nearest, and then we're going to move to enemy target point. Okay, so theoretically, when I start the wave now, all these guys are going to surround the castle, not go directly to the castle. Yeah, look at that. Had to hack it. Oh, you know what I'm going to do too is I'm going to change this slightly. I'm going to say enemy. Addy, what's going on? Overlapping enemy. We're going to pick the closest that's not overlapping enemy. So now they should all go to different points, even if they spawn at the same point. All right. No, that didn't work. Well, that sort of worked. It's fine. And then rather than the actual object, let's do something else. Move to position, and we're going to say enemy target point .x, enemy target point .y. But we're also going to add random -20, +20. A random number between -20 and +20. So they don't end up exactly the same spot, even if they do go to the same spawn point. At some point, we're going to have to work on the Z order too. Okay, so we've got these enemies coming in. You know what the other thing is? Object tree. A new family called objects. I'm going to add a variable, or I'm going to add, not a variable, add a behavior called solid. Make it a solid, but we have to mess with the, we're obviously going to change this later. This is the collision box of this thing. And then we are going to, rather than directly move to, start moving along all the points of a path calculated by a pathfinding behavior on the same object. Okay. So in addition to move to, we're also going to add a pathfinding behavior. And then I have to do this a little bit differently, but find path, add obstacle objects, and then been so long since I used this plugin. I don't remember. Find path, I think I'm looking for. Find path. Find path to here. We're finding a path, but then the find path is it needs some time to do that. We're going to say unit enemy on path found. Yeah. Move along path. That messes with our function, doesn't it? Our move unit function. Yeah, a little bit. So I guess, so we'll make another distinction here. Then we'll say units variable team no, units child. That's built in. I spent a month making a Pathfinder. Yeah, dude, Construct is amazing. It is the most underrated engine ever. Pick children. It is a child of animation box. And then unit animation box. Oh, I guess we don't actually have a variable, do we? So on units, we're going to add a new variable called team. It's going to be a string. And when we spawn unit, variable team there. And here, team enemy. Oh, so now we have access to a team variable. And so their variable team is equal to player. All of this is applicable, except if team equals player, team equals enemy. Team equals player, we're going to move it, obviously, like that. Team equals enemy, we're not going to do that. Because we're going to handle that. We're going to handle that separately. Here. Okay, so add pathing objects, find path, and then move along path. But also, we're also going to call move unit now, because for enemies, enemy destination unit enemy pathfinding destination. A way to get its destination, X and Y. I'm good here. Actually, we don't even need, yeah, that just animates it. So that's fine. All right, let's see if they go around the trees now. Whoa, what the? Well, I guess they went around the trees, but they went all... What is that? That's way too exact. That's so weird. That's so weird and awkward. Hold on. So units, pathfinding, obstacles, solids. Oh, we don't even need to add the obstacles because the obstacles are solids. So hold on. $400, $1,200, $600. Do not rotate objects. Diagonals are allowed. Oh man, this is so like... I don't like how computer it looks. It's also using the pathfinding speed, I think. This is weird because, okay, unit, enemy. Pathfinding has its own move along path. So let's use that instead. See if that's better. That seems like it's much better. Yes. Okay. Mildwin, see you later, dude. Okay, so on path, on arrived, we're gonna stop the tween move animation. Children. Animation box. Unit animation box. Stop move animation. Just stop them from moving. Okay, that sort of works, right? Sort of. Yeah. The other thing I'm going to do for enemies is I'm going to make the cell size 16. I know it's going to use more CPU, but we're not doing a lot of pathfinding. We're fine. I want them to be as accurate as possible. Okay, so now we just need sort of like when they get there, they need to start hitting the castle, right? They need to start hitting it. And then the other thing is we're going to have some enemies that target players and some enemies that target only the castle. and you're going to be able to kill them with big skelly boys. Okay, so that's sort of working. Let's hit the save on that. Solids, rotate speed. Cell border. Can we get away with 8? Let me see. Okay. You know what I'm finding too is that these are too low. Need to be, because the center point is what is where it's headed to. Well, now it's on the castle. What do you guys think so far? What do you think? Yeah, I don't want them to go on the castle. Maybe if we add this as a solid, we add yeah, now they don't really go on it, which is nice. They stills down there. It's weird. Because once they're showing attack animations. And we'll get the Z order stuff sorted. Play, see you later, dude. Okay. Okay, we made some decent progress. Got our little waves going, and then we've got spawny boys. And then if we can have the waves fight the spawny boys, or at least the spawny boys fight the waves. Right, so these guys don't necessarily need to do anything because they can just go straight to the castle. Their head is straight for the castle. And then they just got to go, and do some little, like, you know, effects. Dynamically animating the arm is going to be, well, it shouldn't be too difficult. Hopefully we can tween as a child. Should be able to. All right, real quick, I'm gonna add a family, and it's gonna be the puppet. No. The animation box. The object tree. The object castle. And then UI spawn units, add group. That needs to be there. We'll say we tick for each Z orderable. For each ordered, order it by its Z orderable Y. Descending, no, ascending, so it starts from the top down, because this, for example, is 1135Y, but it goes down as I move it up. So, Paul, what's up, dude? Z orderable. That should fix the Z order. Let's see. So now he's behind the castle. You see that? Actually, okay. Edit family. Let's get the animation box out. Add the puppet. Oh man, I don't want to mess with these parts. I don't know if that's a good idea. So if I can get one of these, yeah, so you see how I went behind the tree and now he's behind him? Yeah, so that I think fixes the Z order. It makes our spawny boys a little weird, I think. It breaks. Yeah, so maybe, hold on, let me make a change to this. Remove the parts out of there. That should be in there. Now, hold on. If Z orderable UID. Hold on. How's the game jam going? It's going slow. It's slower than I'd like, but it's there, which is nice. We're making progress. UID. You doing the game jam? How's yours going? Child. Children. If the children enemy puppet, then we Move to object in front. Otherwise, what would be the order of this? So it would be the torso. Torso would come first. No. The right arm tag. Oh, well, let's just do this for now. So the arm, we should do arms. Arms, legs, and arms, legs, then torso, and then head. All right, that should work. No, his head's still... Where the hell did that head come from? What is going on there? Did you get alternate pieces to spawn? Had to leave? Yeah, we did. Yeah, so you put your... Let me show you. Boom, Viking head, shield on left arm, boom, leg, spawn. So there's our dude. We've got some other bugs right now with Z order that I was trying to fix real quick, but it's acting up. But it's spawning with the parts. There's also waves where enemies spawn in and they attack your castle. But they don't quite do anything yet. The idea is you're gonna have these giant skeleton boys to fight off the waves of enemies. So I don't think the enemies need their background. I think if you've got your glowy guys, maybe you don't need the red. We don't need the red and green. Maybe we only need one of them, you know? This is like a tower defense auto battler, I don't know, necromancer game thing, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're making, really. Does Construct 3 have version control? It doesn't have it built in, but you can use other version control systems. I use cloud save. There's a cloud save option to save to Dropbox. And then every time I hit save, Dropbox saves every version of it. So I don't have all the fancy version control stuff on there, but I do have every version of every file saved, if that makes sense. But yeah, so we've got waves, we've got enemies, we've got Z order working. You know, he just went behind the tree. He's in front of the castle now. If they spawn from up here, he should be behind the castle. He is. Okay, so Z order's sort of working. It's not working on the parts, but that's fine. I'm confident we can figure that out. We can figure that out. Maybe we just don't touch. Oh, I never even thought of that. Maybe we just don't touch the player. Hold on. Maybe we don't touch the player. Hold on. So spawn unit. Visible. for the player, yeah, there we go. That's well, I guess that's what we're doing, kids. The enemies are gonna have a red outline, but you're not gonna have any outline at all. Because then we don't have to mess with your Z order. The other thing is, I feel like this is what, 50%? We can make this probably 30%. Yeah. Oh, we do have to mess with your boys though, because I don't know why I didn't think of that. Yeah. Because otherwise you're going to be... Yeah. Alright, so we will have to mess with it still, but that's fine. We'll bump that up to 40. Yeah. Boom. Okay. You know what sucks is where are we at in the game jam? We've got 3 days left. Oh no. Oh no. We got a game to make and we got a bunch of art to make. We need a bunch more like body parts. Probably gonna have to go hard this weekend. It's a 10-day jam. Well, I've been doing it like an hour a day, really, hour to a day since Monday. So I joined 3 days late and I've been doing an hour to a day. I'm not really feeling burnt out. I just got a lot of other stuff to do. Working on Battleborn. I got business stuff. I got other stuff. Thank you for asking, though, Troy. Yeah, I think we can whip some art stuff out too. Skip the art. We could skip the art, but I think the art is what's going to make this game fun, because part of what's fun about this game is building your own units, right? Like, so we need a bunch of unit variety. We don't need a ton. I feel like I could build 5 different units. Like we got skeleton, we got Viking skeleton, we could build a goblin, we could build a monster, like a Frankenstein kind of deal, and something else. And then that collectively is 25 mix and match parts, and they all can do different things. So we don't need the art to look great, but we need the art to like be able to spawn your own units, right? Because that's part of the fun of like making your own thing to fight all these other things. And then those same units are actually the ones attacking you as well. So Necromancer's Castle, or whatever we're going to call this. And realistically, I think I can make a castle and a tree and all that stuff, you know. If I gave myself an hour or two for art pass, we probably could make this all look much better. Add some grass in the background, you know. So we'll probably do that this weekend. Where's the Space Goat Easter egg? We can add Space Goats. Oh, it's in here somewhere. I don't know where they're at. They have their own thingy. Space Goats go in everything. They go in everything. for sure. I was working on this guy today. He's an elite unit for Battleborn. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of him. It was cool. Thank you, Paul. Have a good night, dude. All right, I think I'm going to end stream though. I would love to work more on this, but we made some decent progress. Got some stuff done. I think this weekend I'm going to probably work a little bit harder on it all, but I've got a lot of stuff I got to take care of. I appreciate you guys coming out though and hanging. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'll be streaming again tomorrow, probably around the same time, 5 p.m. Eastern. So I'll see you guys then. Thank you, everybody that's coming out. Finish your Game Jam games, man. Submit. Look how far behind I am, and I'm gonna submit. So you make it happen too. Have a good night, everybody.